Hello, everyone. Just making sure I look fabulous, darling. So, today is quite a serious subject. I wanted to share with you my coming out story. Everyone and their dog seems to have a coming out story. So, I thought that I would share mine with you all. I'm gonna have a cigarette. So, where do we start? I guess on some level, I always knew that I was gay. I mean, going way back into my childhood, I can remember dressing up, you know, playing with mum's heels, you know, playing with my sister's dollies, cliche, whatevs. I was never really interested in boys, you know, like boy stuff, you know, sports, cars, girls. And in fact, I kind of, all the way through my school life, I surrounded myself by girls. I had a little clique, me and my little bitches. There was 3 girls who I used to hang around with all the time. And we would dance, we would talk, we would sing, you know. And it was always great, and it was, you know, so much fun. And that was me, that was my life, that was what I was happy doing. I didn't want to go and play football or talk about fast cars, you know. That wasn't me. And then kind of like moved on into high school and stuff, and I got into drama and music, and all that good stuff. And again, I wasn't interested in the sports, you know, and all the other stuff still that the boys were into. And I started noticing that when I had to do games, you know, PE lessons, in the changing room I was paying more attention to the other guys than any of the other guys were. Do you know what I mean? It's like my eyes were wandering. And I was always very interested in what the other guys had between their legs and how they looked naked. And I didn't really understand why. I just thought I was just a normal guy who was curious, you know. Everyone wants to know what other people have and what other people look like, and do they look the same as me under my clothes? I mean, obviously not, because I was quite a chunky little fucker, but... So that was the kind of first time in high school, when I was probably 14, I suppose, that I started noticing guys more, and taking an interest in guys. I had girlfriends. I say girlfriends. I had a girlfriend in high school. Nothing ever really happened, you know. There was no intimate contact, if you want to put it that way. It was nice, you know, to be with somebody, you know, to be able to have hugs and stuff like that. That was grand, you know. I enjoyed that. But we were never physical. And then after high school, I mean, I dropped out of school quite young, before my exams. I ended up in another relationship with a woman, and ended up having 4 children with her, actually. And I mean, all the while, you know, I knew that I, at that point, was interested sexually in men. I started watching gay porn. When I was going to the gym, you know, I was spending way too much time in the showers block, watching guys changing and watching guys showering and all that stuff. And then it came to my first gay experience. I was in a lot of debt. I was out of work, very much like I am now, actually. And I decided that I was going to list myself as an escort. I never expected, you know, anything from that, you know, in regards to gender. But when phone calls did start coming in, everyone was a man. I only ever got phone calls from men. So I started escorting these guys, and really, really enjoying it. It was amazing. You know, it was a complete eye-opener for me. I was now able to be intimate with guys, but I was getting paid for it. It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun, and it helped me get through some hard times financially. So that's good. You know, I enjoyed that. Eventually, me and my partner, we separated. We continued living together, and I started seeing other guys using apps, you know, Grindr and Growler, Boy Ahoy, and all that sort of stuff. And never really looked back. People that I knew, you know, my friends and family, were all very, very supportive. And in fact, I never came out. I never came out to anybody. There wasn't a time in my life where I started, you know, sitting people down, you know, we need to have a talk, my dear. You know, there's something really important I need to tell you, this big burning secret inside me. You know, I'm gay. That just never happened. I started seeing guys, and I entered into a relationship with a guy, and when I introduced him to friends and family, this is my boyfriend. And that was it. There was never a big talk with anybody. You know, there was never any hate. There was never any discrimination. It was just, this is my boyfriend. And that was it. So there really isn't any big emotional coming out story for me. It was just, people accepted it. There was no need to have a talk. There was no need to sit people down and open up and worry and all that stuff. And I know that everybody's different. And I know for some of you out there that are watching this, you know, you may have had really big emotional hang-ups in regards to coming out to people. But for me personally, it was just a natural progression. You know, it just happened. And people, you know, when I started, you know, introducing boyfriends and stuff, people had come up to me later on down the line and go, do you know, we always knew you were gay anyway. And I'm like, well, whatevs, you know, I am what I am. I am what I am. Yeah. So yeah, this is a little bit more of my flamboyant side, I suppose, because I know all of my videos really are very kind of straight, you know, very masculine, quite butch type videos. I can be the biggest flouncing queen, you know, going. But, you know, there's a time and a place for everything. And for the video content that I generally produce, it isn't really warranted. But with this video, we can be a bit more relaxed and we can kind of have a bit more fun and the jazz hands and all that shit. But, you know, whatevs. So, yeah. So for me, there wasn't a big kind of reveal, a big coming out story. And I guess this is a point that I'd like to make to people out there, to guys or girls that haven't come out to friends and family. It doesn't necessarily have to be this big, dramatic, life-changing, life-affirming thing. You know, you are who you are. And chances are, the people that are close to you, they already know anyway. You know, so just be you, boo. Be you. Take home who you want. You know, I mean, in this day and age, being gay is not the big, scary thing that it once was. You know, with the AIDS epidemic back in the 80s, you know, that was a really big, scary thing. And I think that kind of put a lot of people off because people tarnished you with the same brush. You know, people thought, oh, you're gay, you must have AIDS. And that's all been and gone, and we don't have the same kind of homophobia that people used to face when, you know, I was younger, and, you know, when back in the day, people are a lot more tolerant of it. I mean, we still see a lot of transphobia, unfortunately, but that's a completely different subject that I may touch upon in a later video. But yeah, guys, I can't impress upon you enough. There doesn't have to be this big, dramatic, I'm coming out story. There really doesn't. You know, you are you. And people who love you and people who want to be with you should accept that. Period. So that's my coming out story. I was with a woman, now I'm with men. And now I'm with man, I should say. I have one man, and he's mine. Yeah, so that is my coming out story, really. I think the only people that I actually sat down and spoke to about it was my children. They were, you know, when they were a bit older, I was like, you know, Daddy's friend. Well, he's actually Daddy's boyfriend. So that was the only time I actually sat anybody down. And the barrage of questions that I received from them at that point was just ridiculous. I mean, some of the questions were completely inappropriate for children of their age, including, so does that mean he puts his willy in your bum? So yeah, that again is my coming out story. Plain and simple. Don't be afraid. Be who you are. Be strong and be liberated in you. You know, don't worry about what other people think. Be you, love you, and everyone around you will follow suit. So you take care, guys. Thank you for watching. Let me know your experiences of coming out in the comments box below. And let's get a little bit of a conversation going. Take care. Thanks for watching again. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.